Sorry, Julia Cameron, this isn't working. Wait. I can explain. The way I'm rehashing this isn't working. It's just circling, it's just looping, and it's boring, so I'm changing it. Instead of just rereading the week 6 essay, Recovering a Sense of Abundance, let's shift focus. I want to focus more on the changes. This ruminating on old wounds isn't doing anything for me, it's in fact letting things fester. Back in May, I was struggling to complete the artist way. Some weeks I would do great. I would plan this great artist date for myself, I would write every day, and I would feel so much moving and changing for me. Other weeks it was a struggle to put pen to paper, and I find myself reliving this now that I'm filming this series. All those fears that I was writing about back then, well, they're still there. In fact, I'm forcing myself to ignore a lot of them just by continuing to do this. It was uncomfortable to even acknowledge, but filming it kind of makes it worse. For a long time, I was hiding behind excuses. I was too busy, you see, to put any effort towards this. And the reality is a lot more complicated than that. But why have I fought so hard to not try? It's a twisted collection of shame passed down. Tradition is maintained by it. The tradition I was raised under, specifically. And tradition tells us if we stray from this firm guiding hand, we're gonna lose everything. Well, why then has every time I strayed been some of the happiest in my life? Religion is the reason I struggle to believe in myself as an author. I was primed to see God as this punishing father figure, and then gaslit about him being merciful. Because of this, I find religion to be a tool for control. What better way to assert dominance over people's mind by making their own brain police them? It's easier to accept the drudgery of day-to-day life than it is to accept if you want to live differently, you have to choose differently. Reframe your thinking on what abundance means and what's even possible. In May, I was reframing my past, confronting the shadow within, the person who tells themselves they can, while they never tried. Can't say that I liked her. She's judgy and filled with excuses. But it's because she was afraid of being judged. Today I'm becoming a person who says why not. It starts by giving yourself permission. In little ways, like buying fancy journals because they feel like a luxury when I could use regular composition books. Making baked goods just because. Abundance is more than money. It's those little feelings and those little moments that bring us connection. But growing up, I was taught something called the prosperity gospel. And it's this belief that God wants you to have money and overflowing houses filled with the latest, greatest of gadgets. It was quick to say, give 10% of your income to the church, but quiet about where the preacher got that new car that he really couldn't afford on his salary. The hypocrisy is glaring. And no, most of them do not see it. Money and God and my distrust in both of them is something I spend a lot of time on in these morning pages. In this excerpt, I try to reframe my idea of God or the source or magic of the universe into something or someone who actually cares. I've lived too long with the concept of a God who doesn't love me. It's time I have a God that does. What if God was a woman that loved me like a mother should? What if God protected me from harm and supported my dreams like a mother should? What if this God wanted me to enjoy life? What if this God wanted me to create? What if this God loved it when I created? What if this God saw my potential and nurtured it? What if this God opened doors for me so I can create? What if this God led me to better places? What if this God created opportunities for me? What if this God loved to see me happy? What if this loving mother, fierce protector, and savvy creator is the source of my own curiosity? This push and pull between accepting myself and running from a religion determined to consume me has dominated my mind since that twice-damned escalator ride in 2015. I got through my childhood believing that the world was filled with better people than I was surrounded with. People that could see through the manipulations. Only to find out how terribly wrong I was. It's a devastating revelation. And it's one that's been eating me alive for years. I lived among them, and this has always been their intention. It's always been there. There was no secret agenda. It was lauded, printed, and willingly distributed. The machine needs bodies to churn. It's why I'm writing a Southern Gothic novel. Or at least I believe I am at this point. This veneer of Southern hospitality hides the darkest of intentions, and we're all living with the consequences. But back to abundance. I grew up believing money is hard, and we do things that we don't like to get it. Journalism pays notoriously low for requiring a college degree, so I was stuck with this idea of I could do what I want and not get paid, or have stability and hate it. I haven't broken this. My current job is hard and tiring. Definitely something I wouldn't have chosen to do if I didn't have bills. And it's not just this. Because I live in a house that we're in the middle of renovating, I don't even have some of my favorite little luxuries that I can give myself in life, like a bubble bath. And I love those. Making myself see a creative life as also an abundant life is a work in progress. But one of the benefits of completely wrecking your life is you get to rebuild it brick by brick. And this time, I'm gonna make sure it's something that I want. I'm Makensi Grant, and if you like books, you should follow me because I'm gonna write one of those.